So when it comes to the personal, I know both these men. I know President Trump. I know Elon Musk. Obviously, you don't get to be this powerful on either the business side or in the political realm without being unbelievably talented, incredibly smart, and also having a big ego. And so both of these men do not like being insulted. Both of these men do not like being treated with personal insult. And so you're seeing that play out right now. I think
that's one way of putting it. I mean, they completely melt down even at stuff that's not insulting. They are very, very thin-skinned.
Elon felt insulted when he left. There had been a lot of friction inside the building, apparently, between him and a bunch of people, including the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. He felt like he didn't receive the proper levels of support for all the sacrifice that he was putting in. He leaves. There's a man who he had wanted to be the head of NASA. And of course, Elon's input when it comes to NASA should be taken fairly seriously because, of course, Elon is the person who is most knowledgeable about space companies on planet Earth. He had recommended a man named Jared Isaacson, who is himself a billionaire, an entrepreneur, to head up the NASA program. And the belief in Elon's camp and from Isaacman is that he basically was defenestrated. Isaacman was taken out of the running for the NASA administrator, specifically as a piece of sort of in-the-building revenge against Elon, which, if that's true, is unbelievably petty and stupid. There's really no reason for that at all, like none. Okay.
It's petty for Elon to take it as an insult, though, to be so thin-skinned and just be like, oh, this is an attack against me. So, yeah, I think there's pettiness on both sides.
And so Elon felt really insulted, and so the suggestion is that he was insulted between that and the EV stuff. He basically decided to go after President Trump. President Trump, of course, will not take a punch sitting down. I mean, President Trump always punches back, always, always, always. And so President Trump immediately started punching back against Elon Musk and suggesting they had Trump derangement syndrome. And now you have two very big egos who do not take insult lightly, going directly at each other. And so Elon then comes back at Trump and suggests that the reason that the Trump administration has not released the so-called Epstein files is because Trump is in the Epstein files. And of course, that has to be taken with a little bit of credibility, given the fact that Doge actually had presumably access to the Epstein files. We believe that that's the case. Is he saying that speculatively? Is he saying that because he has knowledge? Totally unclear. Again, there's no evidence, any evidence that I've seen, none, that President Trump was actually engaged with minors on Epstein Island or anything like that. But it's gotten very, very personal between President Trump and Elon Musk. It doesn't look like it's going to calm down anytime soon because, again, you're talking...
Wow. He just admitted that, yeah, Trump might be in the Epstein files. There's some credibility to it. And I wonder if he's seen that 1992 video of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, Trump in that pink tie, you know, looking a lot younger, quite a bit orange or tannish. Yeah, those two just yucking it up. They're creepy dudes. So yeah, there is some evidence that he was doing something bad with minors. There is some evidence, not like a video or anything like that, something super conclusive, but there's solid circumstantial evidence. But I think it's really interesting that Ben is like, yeah, no, there might be some credibility to that, which is like, he knows both Trump and Elon Musk, as he pointed out at the start of this video. And so it's like, he continues to be friends with them. He continues to be friends, you know, with President Trump. You know, someone who he admits might be in the Epstein files, might have done unspeakable things to underage women. That's really interesting. If I were Ben Shapiro, I would feel like, oh my God, I don't even want to interact with this guy. But Ben interviewed President Trump. He interviewed him, you know, and just kind of yucked it up with him. I wonder if in another interview with him, he would say, Mr. President, there is some credibility to the idea that you were on Epstein Island and that you were a client of Epstein's. And Trump would blow up at him and be like, Ben, you fall in line, young man. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you. And he'll storm off, you know. It'd be pretty interesting to see.
Two incredibly powerful men, two incredibly rich men with large egos who believe that they are in the right. And so this is likely to continue for some time. Again, that's my preliminary take. I just want to break that all down for you in terms of the timeline and now where things stand. Of course, that is all a preview for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with these two very powerful, very rich, very egomaniacal men. Will they tear each other down? Should be interesting to see. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching.